As a country, as a nation, we need a much more efficient planning. We need a streamlined, most countries have a streamlined planning process for nationally important infrastructure. We have to, and nationally important infrastructure would include airports, power generation, and I mean, I think it's a disgrace that we didn't go ahead with the liquid natural gas facility in Shannon. I mean, we have no energy policy in this country. Our energy policy consists of importing gas from the UK and electricity from France. And when something goes wrong in the UK or France, we're going to be the first people to be cut off. And what are we going to do? We have no backup natural gas. We don't have natural resource ourselves. There's lots of plans for having windmills in 2050 and solar, but it's all manana in 20 years' time. So I think we need to expedite. I mean, the Children's Hospital has been an example of how not to develop important infrastructure. It's located in the wrong place. It is about 120,000 square feet, and they have spent about $2 billion building it. We built an office building at Airside, 120,000 square feet. Now, it's a big square box, which is the way all hospitals in America are built. We spent $20 million building it. Like, unless we find ways as a country of expediting. I mean, one of my great bugbears at the moment is traffic in, and Dublin is now the second most congested city in Europe. The M50 is a car park, and I am a daily commuter up and down the M4 on the M50. We should be working now on an M75 that links Drogheda around to Navan, around to Kinnegad down. Because if we're building all the houses now outside the M50, and we are telling our citizens you can buy affordable housing in Kildare, Westmeath, Meath, Louth, Wicklow, but you can't get in and out of Dublin in the morning, or unless it is, you must use public transport. It doesn't exist. And yet we are not, if we don't start now to build an outer ring road around the M50, traffic is going to become an increasing burden. The amount of cars, that the port tunnel works great, but we need to get the heavy goods vehicles out off the M50, because increasingly Dublin commuters are going to be using the M50 and the other arterial roads. I would also be scrapping a huge amount of the useless cycle lanes that have been developed around Dublin in the last 5 years. I have yet to find a cyclist in most of them, certainly not out along the Rock Road or anywhere else. I think cyclists are a much underappreciated body of men and women, but frankly, this is we are not going to have a functioning city here in the next 10 or 20 years unless we find ways. I know there's an environmental argument. The car fleet is going to electrify in the early 2050s, but we need to be creating car parking in the centre of Dublin for these cars, because it is the only way citizens who are buying houses outside the M50 are going to be able to get in and out of this town.